show of hands, how many of you have ever forgotten something, whether that be you forgot a test, or you forgot something at home, or forgot about an appointment? It's like almost everybody. Okay, so imagine forgetting appointments and things like that every day, or forgetting what day it is, or like what time it is, or even your own name. So this is a picture of my grandfather. He's 88 years old, and he started showing symptoms of Alzheimer's about 10 years ago. So it started with just forgetting, like, oh, I don't know what time it is, or what day is it, like, and then it started to progress to, who are you, what's your name, what's my name, where am I at, and it would be in his own home, which he built like 60 years ago. So I've grown up with this. It's almost been my whole life, so I've experienced it firsthand, and I've done a lot of research about it, so I know a lot about it. And so why does this matter? So according to scientists Jeffrey Cummings, Paul Asen, and others in their September 2016 Alzheimer's Research and Therapy article, by the year 2030, there will be 74.7 million people with forms of Alzheimer's. So this could be your family members or grandparents or even you in the future. So today I'm going to talk to you about what Alzheimer's actually is, the symptoms of Alzheimer's, and if there is a possible cure or not, or how it can be treated. So to know a little bit more about Alzheimer's, you kind of have to know about dementia. And dementia, in my own words, is a disorder of the brain causing mental dysfunction. So basically, you just can't like think properly or just do day-to-day activities or tasks. But Alzheimer's, which according to doctors Nelson and Tabbitt in their July 2015 article for the U.S. National Library of Medicine, Alzheimer's is an age-related progressive dementia. So it's dementia, but age-wise. So how does it develop? So according to scientists at Rush Medical Center in their September 2016 Science Daily article, it develops basically by proteins and pathologies in the brain. So we don't know exactly how these proteins are forming or why they're forming, but they're in the brain, and it basically forms in the hippocampus, which is has to do with memory and just general day-to-day functions, or helps you function. So then there is the 3 stages of Alzheimer's, and I split it just into 2. So there's the early stage, in the middle, and late stages. So the early stages, the early stages are basically just not remembering names. You're searching for words when you're talking, you can't remember them. When you read stuff, you can't remember the material that you read, and it's basically, you can't organize or plan properly. And then it gets to the middle and the late stages. So it's forgetfulness of recent events or one's past. You're forgetting basic information about yourself, like your age and how your name, where you live, what's your address, your phone number. You start wandering around, getting lost, and you eventually need around-the-clock personal care, so you always have to have somebody watching you. So according to the Alzheimer's Association website and their symptoms to look for article, basically it's about the same symptoms that I related in the stages, but it's memory loss that disrupts daily life. You're challenged with solving problems. You can't perform tasks that you could have normally performed before. So like making meals is really hard. I remember my grandpa, he would forget how much creamer he put in his coffee, so he would keep putting creamer in his coffee because he couldn't remember, and then he'd be out of creamer. So it was really hard to watch. He was confused always, like where he was or where he was located at, and he just couldn't make his own decisions. So is there a cure? So according to scientists Anil Answami and Alice Klein in their 2016 New Scientist article, they think that there's a possible vaccination for this. So basically what they think is happening is that plaques are forming because it's trying to kill bacteria in the brain. So there's an infection in the brain, and so these plaques are forming to try to get rid of it. But the plaques won't go away, so it's starting to block memory and just like functionality. And so they don't disintegrate quick enough, and they're just staying in the brain. But unfortunately, as of right now, according to writer and researcher in his October 2016 article in the Hayes Daily News, there is no cure as of right now. But maybe one day there will be. So According to the daughter of an Alzheimer's patient, Sherry Russell, in a phone interview, my mother gave me a few ways to care for people with Alzheimer's because she's dealt with my grandfather for so long. So speak in short sentences. So don't give elaborate instructions. Don't say like, you're gonna do this and this and this. Just say like, you're eating. Like this is, like if we're trying to feed him, like this is what you're eating, eat it. Tell, don't ask. Basically, you're not gonna ask them about their opinion. You're just gonna say, do this. You need to give them a watch because they will always be asking for the time. My grandfather, he lost his watch and the batteries broke, and it was literally constantly almost 3 times a minute he'd be asking what time it is and what day it is. So they need a watch. Another helpful thing is that ask them about things that they would know about. So my grandfather, he can tell you anything about his past, like anything about like the 1930s or 40s, like you would have thought that just happened yesterday because he knows like what color shirt he was wearing on like April 29th. So he could just tell you like all about stuff that they know. So ask them stuff that they know about. Don't ask them about current events. And also don't leave them alone for too long because they will find themselves doing very interesting things, as in turning up the heat to 90 degrees because my grandfather was cold. So, but just make a lot of eye contact when you talk to them and just be patient with them because they don't know what they're doing and they don't realize that they have Alzheimer's, so just be patient with them. So basically today I talked to you about what Alzheimer's is, what the symptoms are, and the potential, and if there is a potential cure, but there is not one yet. So one day there may be a cure for Alzheimer's right now, but for right now we just have to be patient and just take things as we go. Thank you.